Core Class Soundwave was a delight of a figure, and the fact that we're getting a Sound Blaster repaint was inevitable. And this figure turned out pretty good. I mean, what did we expect? The mold was already gold from the start. I mean, the cassette mode, yeah, it does have those weird looking cat ears, but it looks great in black. I mean, compared to the original, it's borderline identical. I mean, yeah, it has some more gray accents, but I mean, it's better off than what we got with the Netflix one. But overall, I think this alt mode is very good. I mean, we get our first edition of Buzzsaw. I mean, come on, Hasbro, we need a core class Buzzsaw. But then we get Sound Blaster, and when we attach his guns, he looks great. And I'll be honest, this figure really makes me want an Earth Mode Sound Blaster. That's a retool or repaint of the Netflix figure. And yeah, I know, I feel like we're probably going to get that eventually, but I do prefer the normal Soundwave color scheme overall. So I can't get this figure a perfect 5 out of 5 like I would the original, but this is definitely a 4.5 out of 5.
People have been speculating a lot how these new Legacy Evolution core class figures are, and I have my own thoughts about them. Now, I honestly love the Shockwave and Soundwave, but the idea of having a core class combiner sounds interesting. But with that new territory comes with a lot of flaws, that being this figure. It does do well even with the flaws. I mean, you know, it has a great looking robot mode, a decent Triceratops mode, and it looks pretty good. The only thing it's lacking is posability, honestly. And with the combiner chest mode, it honestly looks great. I mean, it's definitely nothing crazy, and I think it looks way better than the Power of the Primes figure, but honestly, I'm pretty excited to see what the final product comes out like, and I do recommend this figure. It isn't anything too crazy. I mean, all around it looks pretty fine, and, you know, I do recommend it, and this new combiner. So far, this is like a 3.5 out of 5. Nothing too crazy, but you can't go wrong with it. We're looking at our next Dinobot, that being Dinobot Sludge, and this figure stinks. Yeah, it sucks to say, Sludge kind of stinks. I mean, first off, the figure is a glorified brick in the dinosaur mode, and that really sucks. I mean, like I said in the Slug review, we're not really supposed to expect anything too crazy, but then even in the robot mode, it doesn't look good. Got those ugly hips, got those ugly shoulders. I mean, like, it doesn't pose well. There isn't much to it. It just really is disappointing. I mean, you can get some decent poses, but it looks really good in the torso mode. I mean, it definitely pulls off that torso look, but as a figure, like, it's nothing too special. I mean, I definitely feel this is like a 2. I think it has some redeeming qualities, but I hope that combines. We're in a new year, and we got Transformers Legacy hitting the shelves, and oh my god. Starting off with this figure, Scraphook, is honestly a great way to, you know, start off the line. It's a brand new character, and they brought back the Weaponizer gimmick, which you all know I love. And in this awesome alt mode, it looks great. Now, this is the first time a Weaponizer is fully transformable without needing to take apart the vehicle or alt mode or whatever, and this could even become armor for other figures, which, you know, it looks cool, but this isn't really the reason I bought it. And, you know, it comes with a bunch of accessories, which I love, and the robot mode is great. I mean, why haven't we had Junkion Weaponizers? I mean, it just seems like the most obvious idea ever, and this figure fits great with the Junkions, and looks awesome, like, with any weapon. I mean, honestly, this is like a must-buy figure and looks great in your collection. And the only negative, it's a brand new character, but hey, I mean, it's a fresh slate for yourself. This is definitely like a 4 out of 5 for me. Needlenose lost all the fan votes, and no one wanted him. And we finally got him, and I was one of the people that voted for Needlenose, and it is great to finally have him. And the jet mode looks pretty good, having a deluxe jet. You know, I wasn't expecting anything crazy, like we got our Starscream, stuff like that, and I think this transforms pretty well. And yeah, the Target Masters can go there, I don't really care much for that. But honestly, it looks good when the Target Masters are on the sides of the wings, and this jet mode is pretty fine. Then when you get to the robot mode is definitely where you get good results. First off, a very fun transformation and a very good looking robot mode. This figure does come with Target Masters that kind of stink. I way prefer like the Siege Target Masters more, but hey, they put the job done. I guess I'll just have to make some customs. But overall, I think that this figure turned out great, and I highly recommend him. To me, this is honestly a 5 out of 5 figure, and this looks great with the other Target Masters. I mean,
I highly recommend this figure. Legacy Hotshot was probably the figure I was the least excited for, and to finally have this figure in hand, it's pretty good actually. You know, looking at the figure, its vehicle mode is show accurate, and I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, the biggest thing I don't like is the color matching on the top, like you could especially see it on the roof, but overall the rest of the vehicle seems great, and hopefully maybe some kind of repaint down the line helps improve that issue. But then the robot mode, it looks show accurate, and I'm not a big fan of the design. I like the Energon and Cybertron design more, but this figure does do the job. People wanted Armada toys, and we got them. I mean, it looks great, poses pretty good. The only real negative with this figure is the legs, that everything goes to the bottom of the feet, and then, come on, look at all that hollowness. But overall, I do think this figure is pretty good. I definitely think it's like a 3.5 out of 5. It's nothing too crazy, but it's a fun Autobot, and I highly recommend it. We're finally at our last Stunticon, and Legacy Breakdown is pretty awesome. I mean, first off, they had the extra mile to make this figure come in a box that looks like the others. That's pretty sweet. And then the vehicle mode is where people have the most problems, that this isn't a Lambo. And I'll be honest, I don't care. It looks great with the other Stunticons, and yeah, you know, it does look exactly like Wild Rider's alt mode, but honestly, they did make some differences, that being the spoiler in the back, and it looks good all around. I mean, there's an upgrade kit coming from Sam's Forge eventually that you can resin print or 3D print that I'm definitely planning on doing. But yeah, overall, it looks fine, and the robot mode looks very good. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the Wild Rider mold. I mean, and what they do with this one doesn't necessarily do any improvements. I mean, the weapons kind of stink, but the gun is nice. But I feel like he looks different enough from Wild Rider, and if you like Wild Rider, then you're gonna like this figure. But this figure is the final piece to Menasor, so tomorrow we will finish off Menasor. Firstly, this is not Leo Prime, this is Leo Convoy, and Leo Convoy is a great figure, and I highly recommend it already. First off, the line mode, while not being perfect, I'd say looks better than the Masterpiece. I mean, the one thing people are complaining about is that lion face, but hey, it has all the gimmicks, has the missile mane, has all that stuff, and it looks like a lion. I think this mode is perfectly fine, and I feel like the biggest delight of this figure is the robot mode, which looks stupendous. I mean, you get all the gimmicks that you'd want. The Matrix chest, that is Blast Effect compatible. The figure looks great, has a great stance. It has his claw accessories. Like, it has every single thing you'd ever want. And even the transformation isn't bad. I think it's honestly a very fun transformation. And I think this figure is a big success, and you know, I just hope the next Voyager that we get isn't flawed in any way, because, you know, usually one figure gets more budget, stuff like that, but I guess I gotta say it, another 5 out of 5 figure, plastic perfection. I can't believe it, but Hasbro did it. They made 2 Legacy Voyagers that are better than Leo Convoy in a row, and this figure is great. I mean, the alt mode looks amazing. I still can't believe we even have an official Tarn figure, because, you know, the DJD, they're not really child-friendly characters, but, you know, this figure's alt mode looks great. It looks just like the comic, and then we get that robot mode, and it looks perfect. Just perfect. And, you know, I never had the MMC toy of Tarn, and I'm a big MMC fan, but honestly, this fulfills my needs perfectly. I mean, we even have extra details like opening hands, a clean backpack, a clean body all around. Honestly, this figure is perfect. I think it's honestly better than Leo Convoy. And the only thing that really sucks is it's like not a lot of people are able to find it in retail, because a lot of people want this figure. But if you find it, get it. This figure is plastic perfection, 5 out of 5. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I just want to announce that I have a new Discord server. There will be links in the description. Hope you all join. I'll be doing memes, updates on the channel, stuff like that, and, you know, more content coming in the future. So stay tuned, guys. Like and subscribe.